Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff involving what's been called Collargate, but I wanted to simply touch upon something that I was talking about at the end of my video yesterday. I said I was going to talk about something involving me and my wife, and it had to do with this tweet and the fact that many users, including VTubers, were actively slandering both of us, fantasizing about children being abused, fantasizing about us being harmed, and all these terrible, disgusting things based on this tweet, which people, oddly enough, interpreted as something sexual and something that is abusive. And we stand by this, and I do not understand the animosity towards this tweet, but I was talking about things yesterday. I'm going to try to do something that is very hard, and that's to just walk away from this situation. We are going to walk away. I'm not going to dignify some of the people. I've thought about this a lot. It's not easy. I'm going to walk away from this situation because the people who are saying these outlandish, disgusting things and fantasizing about the weirdest things you could ever imagine, they're not worth the time. And I just got to move on. And I hope you guys can respect that because it's been a lot. Okay? So, let's go back to Collargate. I guess this is like episode 4 or 5 of talking about Hassan Piker and the allegations that he used a shock collar on his dog Kaya live on Twitch, which is something that, is it really that surprising at this point with Twitch? And Hassan as well, but there's been a lot going on, and as you can see from people like Tectone, there has been a lot of clips resurfacing. I talked about them in my previous videos. It doesn't look good for this guy, okay? It doesn't look good for Hassan, but there's been some reaction from Hassan where he is expressing his frustration with his haters, trying to say that his quote-unquote training of Kaya is wrong.
Haters want you to be reactive to the dog, which is the number one thing you don't do. Caesar Milano South Park literally had an episode about this. I know. My haters are causing me, to be more reactive to my dog when she's being spoiled, and then train her in the opposite direction. Train her into thinking that she can just like get my attention by crying in the background. Okay, which is bad. But what are you gonna do? I'll just destroy all of the training that I've worked very, very hard on to reinforce now that, the entire internet thinks I'm fucked unless I, let my dog do whatever she wants and then run the show like this. I have a good friend of mine that used to be Van's producer back in the day, back when he was in the, look, see, spot training is already failing because I already let her do whatever she wants now. See, this is how it works, okay? She expands on the readily available confines.
Like, it's kind of insane and almost, no, I'm not going to say impressive. It's almost impressive, but it's very weird that this guy, he has doubled down every single day of, again, what's been dubbed as Collargate. Okay, this guy is shameless, and he will not be told you're wrong. He will not be told he's doing something wrong because he zapped. He electrocuted his dog for simply stepping off of its bed. I don't understand the anger. To this day, I do not understand why this guy was so angry at his pet. It will never make sense to me. I guess I'm not training animals as well as Hassan Piker, but I will never understand the animosity he showed towards his dog, Kaya. But of course, there's more people going full force, glazing up Hassan Piker, including Sasha Grey. Haven't heard that name in many years, but she's saying that caring about dogs and not liking them being electrocuted is an act of Islamophobia. That's a new one. You know what? I will give credit where credit is due. I have never heard of that claim before, but let's watch this clip.
Okay, that's the clip that everybody went crazy over. But when I say crazy, I mean it went crazy. Full on Islamophobia, people coming out of the woodworks, calling him the F word, going completely insane, saying he was yelling at his dog. I mean, this is like, isn't this how he always sounds? So, if your dog yelps like that, I'm running over to ask if it's okay. Well, I think this is a really good teaching moment for animal owners. Did you know in most basic training guides that they say if your animal yelps like this, you are not supposed to pay attention to it. Yeah, you're not supposed to tend to the animal because then it associates that shock or that pain with the validation of human attention. So unless your animal is severely injured where you need to tend to it and get it help.
So I think every halfway sane, even somewhat rational human being watches that clip and says, what are we doing? This person is saying that caring about a dog's safety, condemning someone allegedly electrocuting their dog, is an act of Islamophobia. I got no words. Guys, I got no words. This is absolutely insane. But of course, enter Idubbbz. Idubbbz has had a lot to say about the situation as well. Now keep in mind, this is a guy who's teasing at a new content cop, which is ironic because only a few months ago he said the content cop series was so offensive and mean that he regrets doing it in the first place, but now he's okay with doing it because I guess he's in his dark woke era, as they say on Twitter. But anyways, he had something to say about Ethan Klein, who had something to say about what's going on with Hassan, and his wife Anissa came in to his defense.
Also, my husband is hot, very physically capable, and has beautiful smelling breath. He actually, even in the morning, I have worse smelling breath than him, okay? He doesn't like it when I defend him. He gets mad. He just wants to do it himself, so I respect it.
She respects me.
Yeah, I think it's time to get this guy out of here, but he had more to say, right? He had more to say, and honestly, it got even more disturbing. So Idubbbz, in a recent stream, decided to talk about Ethan again, and basically say, where he has a game idea, where you eliminate a podcast host and take his place as the new host. And Anissa would chime in with a bold suggestion. It is what it is. Let's listen.
Horror situation.
Idubbbz and his wife, very unsubtly hinting at violence towards Ethan Klein. What's new? I guess he's really following in his son's footsteps at this point, but Asmongold would respond, and he would talk about a subject that even I don't really joke about, but he's bringing up the fact that ever since his boxing career, things with Idubbbz have not really been right. And Asmongold basically says, does Idubbbz have a brain injury at this point?
I don't know if he's a cuck. I mean, I have no idea. But what I do know is that some of the stuff that he says, like, I almost don't even want to say this because I think that it's kind of like rude, but I think that the way he talks about stuff now makes me genuinely think that doing those boxing matches gave him some degree of brain damage. And I'm not really and I really mean this. Like, there are electrons that are just not firing, or neurons that are just not firing there. And I don't know what's going on, man. I really don't. Like, I like Ian. I met Ian in real life. He was on my podcast, and you know, we had a great conversation. You know, I've had no problems with him ever. But why would you say something so weird like this? It's just like you're obviously baiting people to think about Ethan. You're obviously baiting people into like fantasizing about killing Ethan. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, man, at this point, I really don't know what's going on. Like, I really don't understand how things have gotten this bad, where you got people like Idubbbz and his wife saying the most outlandish things. But, of course, well, that's all fair territory when they're trying to defend Hassan Piker. But that's all I got on day 4 of Collargate. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.